Welcome.
Hello.
Okay. So, how did you find Graal? And when did you start playing?
I first found Graal when I think I was like either 10 or 11 years old, back in either that'd be 2009 or 2010, and I found it because my brothers would always play online games and make friends on them, like RuneScape or just like Call of Duty or something. So when I first got my iPod Touch for the first time, I had searched on the App Store like an online game so I could make friends on it. So sad and lonely, but yeah, I think the game was made or first released in 2009, so long time ago.
Did you experience any changes after your first year of playing?
Well, I am known for having a really bad memory, so back then, I can't say I remember anything big happening. The biggest change I could remember while playing would be when they had the new VIP update, but I can't remember specifically which year that was. I have a feeling it was like 2011. It was 2011? Wow. So that's the earliest update or like change of the game I can remember. Because again, I was really young when I first started playing.
Do you own any items with crazy histories or backstories? If so, then could you share a story?
Yeah, so I'm not much of a collector, but I did try to start a little collection of hats, and I was really interested in this one admin back in the day. She was pretty big, Coco. I think she still plays, but I don't hear about her much anymore. But she had like these animals with button eyes and I was like really obsessed with zebras back then, and she had one with a zebra head, and I really wanted it. So I was in the VIP server when it first came out, and back then when it first came out, there was not many people who would be in the server. And I saw her walking around cliffs and stuff at one point, and I like chatted out loud. I was like, "Hey, I really want one of your hats." And then she was like, "Which one do you want?" And I told her, "I want the zebra one." And she told me, "Well, if I can beat her in spar, then I can get it." And so me and her were sparring, and of course she's using her little admin boosts and stuff, like she's running around really fast. So I was just helplessly swinging my sword everywhere. And I was young. I'm pretty sure she just let me win. But I remember she told me at the time she was 16, so I was like, that surprised me. That was like the first time I met her, and I learned a lot about her because she would actually talk to me back then.
Are there any items that you regret not buying from the past? If so, then what were they?
There isn't any specific items that I don't regret buying, but I do regret all the time not collecting hats sooner, because there's people who play the game way less than me and have so many pages of hats, and I'm sitting there with like only 13, and I'm like, all these newbies are flexing on me when I have barely any hats. So, but there's not any other specific item that I don't have, that I don't want. I mean, wish I had.
In what year did you feel as if the good times were gone and Graal was no longer the same game as you remember, and why?
The year that I felt like good times were gone would probably be 2017. I just feel like that was the year that everyone my age that was pretty like talkative and a lot of people knew were starting to quit Graal. And yeah, the game just became like a lot more bland back then. And ever since 2017, really, there's been rarely any of my friends online, so.
If you could go back in time, then what would you change?
Yeah, actually, the fact that you brought up the old graphics, I do remember specifically really liking it was like right when VIP came out, the way those graphics were. That was my favorite time of Graal, because I just loved how the grass looked and everything looked different. I do like, or did like the older graphics more over what they have now. But like, again, I'm not like a big gamer person, and I'm not like super passionate about that type of stuff. But I did think it was more visually appealing before that change. Also, I would change the fact of like how hard it is to gain Growlits, because it used to be really easy to earn money on Graal, but they did some stupid update, or they made it way harder to farm and stuff like that. Or even stuff which is like, they used to have bees spawning like crazy, and that was my big money maker back in the day, and now they barely spawn, and they're harder to catch, so.
What motivates you to keep playing Graal?
The only reason I still come on Graal is to, like, I only come on for short periods of time every here and there. But the only reason I do come on is to see if any of my old friends are on. And they never are. So, but one day, I'm hoping for them to come back on. I actually live with someone I met off of Graal now. And I met him 2017, at the end of 2017. So, I do make new friends, but I'm waiting for the old ones to come online too. Rekindle those friendships would be nice.
How do you view the game today? What recent changes do you like or dislike? And why?
I don't really view the game in any specific way because I think I'm at the age where I'm just too old to be playing the game. I have, like, you know, a life now. I go to school, I have a job, and I play college softball, so I don't really have time for it anymore. So I don't really pay attention to the updates much. The only updates I look forward to are Nexus openings, but even then, I don't like to spend real money on the game, and I never have Growlits. I don't know, it's just really interesting how they could come up with all these new, themes, and sometimes they're really cool themes. I'm just like, wow, whoever came up with that, kudos to them. I think the coolest theme was when they did the old school video games in Nexus. That was my favorite update, or the Nexus release. But, yeah, again, I don't know, I don't have a lot of the items from Nexus because they made it so damn hard to farm and make Growlits without spending real money, so I don't really have a lot of the items. But yeah, they're just fun. Like, I like the Western one was cool, or the storybook one. Yeah.
What items would you want to see in the nearby future?
I think my most favorite thing to do on Graal is, like, decorate my house and get cool items for my house, so I think some, like, house updates. I know when they updated where you can change the outside look of your house, that was really cool. I think they should create more furniture and stuff, because they don't really update the furniture much. But I think they could do a lot of cool things with furniture, so I'd like to see those type of updates.
Well, that concludes the ending of this interview. Thanks for joining, and good night.
Yep. Bye.